Hey there, trail trekkers and tall tale seekers. You're tuned in to the 406 Life, the podcast where Montana Max, your Bigfoot buddy and outlaw gear mascot, yeah, that's me, leads you through the wild, weird, and wonderful corners of Montana. Each week we share stories, legends, and laughs from the last best place. So grab your boots and sense of adventure, because we're about to make some Montana-sized memories. This episode's powered by Outlaw Gear, where rebels get their style. Want to look legendary? Mosey over to I'mAnOutlaw.com and claim your outlaw status. Well, howdy, folks. You're listening to the 406 Life podcast, where the coffee's strong, the mountains are taller than your mother-in-law's stories, and the host, well, he's got bigger feet than your average Montana bear. Yep, it's me, Montana Max, your resident Bigfoot, backwoods philosopher, and the only creature in the treasure state who leaves bigger tracks than a sauropod on a muddy morning. Today, we're going way back, before there were hikers, fly fishers, or even grizzly bears. We're talking about the real giants of Montana, dinosaurs. So lace up your boots, dust off your magnifying glass, and maybe leave a donut out for me. Let's dig in. You ever wonder why Montana is the dinosaur capital of North America? I mean, aside from my cousins leaving mysterious tracks in the snow. Turns out, under all this sagebrush and gumbo clay, Montana has been sitting on a prehistoric jackpot for millions of years. I may hide from tourists and cell phones, but these dinosaurs have been hiding even longer, and they didn't have to worry about getting caught on someone's trail cam. The Montana Dino Map, gold under every ridge. First off, why is Montana such a hotbed for dino action? Geology, my friends. You can walk through time here, layer by layer, just like how my cousin Harry the Sasquatch tries to layer deodorant after a long winter. Montana's got these famous rock layers, the Judith River Formation, the Two Medicine Formation, and the Hell Creek Formation. Each one's like a page in a prehistoric diary. If you want to know what a Triceratops had for breakfast, odds are you can find out right here. And I'll tell you, if you ever get a chance to sniff one of them bones, it's way less appetizing than a good old huckleberry pie. Judith River Formation, where it all starts. Let's start with the Judith River Formation, over in Fergus County. This is where dino hunting in North America began, folks. The very first dino bones found on this side of the planet came right out of these bluffs. We're talking about duck-billed dinosaurs, Brachylophosaurus, Corythosaurus, real tongue twisters, if you're trying to say 'em after a couple of Rainiers. Picture a herd of those critters, tromping around what used to be a subtropical swamp. And you thought a Montana traffic jam was bad. Try getting stuck behind a duck-bill migration. Ready for your next Montana home? Visit mostwantedrealestate.net, because that's how the West is sold. Two Medicine Formation, dinos with family values. Now let's head west to the Two Medicine Formation near Shodo. Folks call it Egg Mountain, but I call it the world's biggest omelet that never got cooked. Here's where science got its first real proof that some dinosaurs cared for their babies. You got Maiasaura, the good mother lizard. First-time paleontologists found a dino nest with a grown-up and 15 little ones all together. That's a tighter family reunion than I've ever seen in the Bigfoot clan. Heck, half my relatives can't even remember where they left their own kids, let alone stick around to babysit them. But here's what's wild. These dino families got buried under volcanic ash from the Elkhorn Mountains. That ash was a blessing in disguise, preserving eggs, bones, and even a few dino diapers. Okay, maybe not diapers, but you get the idea. If you ever feel like a homebody, just remember. Some of these Maiasaura babies probably stayed in the nest for months. Makes me glad my folks kicked me out of the cave at a young age. Otherwise, I'd still be mooching off their jerky. Hell Creek Formation, the T-Rex and Triceratops showdown. Now, if you want dino drama, Hell Creek Formation is the place to be. That's northeastern Montana, places like Garfield and Macomb counties, and the Badlands around Glendive. Picture it. Lush river plains, big old ferns, and more dinosaurs than a drive-in showing of Jurassic Park. Hell Creek is home to the big names. Tyrannosaurus rex, yep, the king himself, plus Triceratops, Edmontosaurus, and some weirdos like Ankylosaurus and Pachycephalosaurus. Hell, the only thing scarier than a T-Rex out there is running into me before I've had my morning coffee. And get this. The most complete dino census in the world happened right here. 10 years of scientists counting bones like a kid counts Halloween candy. Turns out, Triceratops is the most common dino by a long shot, 40% of all big bones found. T-Rex comes in second at 24%. That's right, 1 out of every 4 big bones out here is the king himself. That's more T-Rexes than you'll find Bigfoot tracks on a foggy night, and trust me, that's a lot. But here's the kicker. Scientists think young T-Rexes were hunters, chasing down snacks. But the big old adults mostly scavenged. Reminds me of my uncles. Used to chase squirrels, now just steal snacks off the porch. Need shipping, shredding, prints, or a real street address? Helena's locally owned and operated the UPS store has you covered. Packing experts, mailbox services, notary, print. Located at 2047 North Last Chance Gulch. Stop by and get it done right. Dino museums, Montana style. Now, if you want to see these prehistoric giants up close, Montana's got you covered like a Bigfoot in winter. First stop, Museum of the Rockies in Bozeman. This place has Montana's T-Rex, plus the best Triceratops growth series you'll ever see. You can even watch scientists scrubbing and gluing bones in the Bowman Dinosaur Lab. It's like a car wash for fossils, if your car was 66 million years old. Next up, the Montana Dinosaur Trail. That's a loop of 14 dino stops, stretching from Bynum to Ekalaka, with fossils, skeletons, and even field digs where you can get your hands dirty. My advice? Wear boots. Dinosaurs and Bigfoot have one thing in common. Both are hell on socks. You can hit the Two Medicine Dinosaur Center, Carter County Museum, and my personal favorite, Makoshika State Park. Not only can you see dino bones, but the scenery will knock your boots off. Just don't try collecting fossils in the park unless you want the park ranger chasing you instead of me. Dig your own Public Digs and Bigfoot's Guide to Not Getting Arrested. Now, listen close. Here in Montana, you can join real live dinosaur digs. The Two Medicine Dinosaur Center runs public digs where you'll hunt, dig, and maybe even discover a fossil nobody's seen in 66 million years. It's a heck of a lot more fun than digging for roots in the back 40, and you're less likely to hit a septic line. But, and this is important, there are rules. On private land, you gotta get permission. If you find a fossil, it belongs to the landowner. On public land, like state parks or BLM land, you need a permit for anything with a backbone. No exceptions. And if you try sneaking a fossil out of Makoshika, don't blame me when a ranger shows up and gives you a citation longer than a brontosaurus's tail. And remember, only scientists can dig up the big stuff on public land. The rest of us, stick to guided digs or stick to watching. Montana's dinosaur laws, know before you go. A few years back, Montana passed a law, HB 229, that says fossils found on private land aren't minerals. That means if you own the land, you own the bones, even if someone else owns the mineral rights. So if you ever see a dino bone sticking out of your property, congrats, you just got yourself the best lawn ornament in the state. Just don't try to sell it on Craigslist. Call a museum first, or you might get more attention than a Bigfoot in a Walmart. This episode's powered by Outlaw Gear, where rebels get their style. Want to look legendary? Mosey over to I'mAnOutlaw.com and claim your outlaw status. Why Montana dinosaurs matter, besides beating Bigfoot for the headlines. Now you might be thinking, Max, why's everyone so damned excited about old bones? Well, every new fossil helps us answer big questions, like, did T-Rex really chase its dinner, or just scare everybody off and take over the leftovers? Or did dinosaurs take care of their babies? Or did they just lay eggs and head for the hills like a deadbeat Sasquatch dad? Thanks to places like Egg Mountain, we know some dinos were good parents. Thanks to the Hell Creek census, we know Triceratops wasn't just rare. It was practically the bison of its day. And here's what keeps it all interesting. Every summer, Montana turns up new fossils, new species, new mysteries. It's a reminder that this land has always been wild and full of surprises, kind of like me, just with less hair and more teeth. Bigfoot's facts, frequently asked questions, and tracks. Can I collect dino bones in Montana? Only with landowner permission or on a guided dig. Otherwise, keep your hands and your big feet off. Where can I see real dinosaur skeletons? Museum of the Rockies in Bozeman, Carter County Museum in Ekalaka, and 2 Medicine Dinosaur Center in Bynum are top picks. Are there family-friendly dino digs? You bet. Check out the Montana Dinosaur Trail or visit mtdinotrail.org. Is T-Rex the most famous Montana dino? Oh, heck yeah. But don't forget Triceratops or Maiasaura, the good mother lizard. That's some parenting you can set your clock by. Can I find a fossil just walking around? Maybe. But on public land, take a picture and leave it for the next critter or scientist. All right, friends, that's it for today's prehistoric journey. I hope you enjoyed our trip through Montana's dino goldmine. If you had as much fun as a Bigfoot at an all-you-can-eat berry patch, please leave us a 5-star rating. It helps more folks discover the 406 life and helps me afford better camouflage. The price of ghillie suits these days, I tell you. Share this episode with your friends, your family, your neighbor who thinks he saw me out by the shed, or anyone who loves a good Montana tale. And if you want to learn more, check out our blog post on the 406life.com. And remember, whether you're digging up bones or just leaving big footprints, keep it wild, keep it weird, and keep it Montana. This is Montana Max signing off, over and out. Got a Montana story, business, or unsolved mystery you want on the show? Head to the 406life.com and drop me a line. No smoke signals required. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss a stomp, stumble, or tall tale. Tell your friends, tell your grandma, heck, tell that guy who swears he saw me near Whitefish. I was just buying donuts, all right? Until next time, keep it outrageous, keep it kind, and keep living the 406 life. Montana Max, over and out.
That's the 406 life.